it's all for play for still?
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Hello, Villa fans, and welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcasting for our team sheet tantrum for Aston Villa versus West Ham. And we didn't get to a preview, just life got incredibly busy over the last 48 hours, so I do apologise about that. But we do have teams in already, and we can see here the team for Aston Villa for today against West Ham is Bizot in goals, Cash, Konza, Lindelof, Maatsen, Kamara, Onana, Tielemans, McGinn, Rodgers and Watkins. On the bench, we have James Wright, Luca Dean, Lamar Bogard, Andres Garcia, George Hemmings, Emi Buendia, Daniel Malen, Jadon Sancho, and Evan Gassan. So I suppose the big news here is that Martinez and Pau Torres have not made the starting 11 for Aston Villa today, and they've been replaced by Bizot and Lindelof, while Maatsen regains his place after some really good performances and really good defensive performances recently against Brighton and also against Arsenal too. So it's, as I said, the bench is still strong. You know, I would still imagine we will see Luca Dean, Lamar Bogard. I'd still imagine we see Buendia, Malen, probably Jadon Sancho, maybe even Evan Gassan as well, you know, come on in this game. So there's still a bit of firepower on that bench. But it would be nice to have Pau Torres in there from his build-up ability there. And look, as I say, Emi Martinez's back injury seems to have kept him out today, but we do have an able deputy in Marco Bizot. And I think, you know, a couple of people have messaged me offline, I suppose, asking me if I feel, you know, if I've got doubts now over Marco Bizot because I suppose really a lot of people said that the final straw with him was the goal versus Basel. But, you know, I've given my thoughts on that on the post-match podcast. I don't look. You guys can castigate him all you want. I think if you slow it down, it looks worse than in real life. And in real time, he tries to get there. He just doesn't get there in time, and your man gets the touch. I think there's a lot being overblown about it, to be honest with you. But that's fine. Everyone can think differently, and that's okay too. But I've no qualms about Marco Bizot being in goals today. You know, it's he's been an able deputy for Emi Martinez, and I think that's going to continue again today. I suppose the big thing here for Aston Villa is that front three, or that three behind Watkins of Tielemans, McGinn, and Tielemans, McGinn, Rodgers, all behind Watkins. You know, trying to get that three to play into. I suppose continue to play together and elevate their game together, I suppose, because we know that they're three cracking footballers. McGinn will obviously be on that right-hand side. Tielemans will play through the centre and Rodgers will play on the left. And I'm just really interested to see how that looks today and to see the continuance of that, specifically away from home, because if we can keep the ball and get the ball up to these three guys, we have that out ball in McGinn and Rodgers, and we also have that Nous and Tielemans further up the field as well. You know, I think that three can absolutely work. We have Paddy. Paddy's going to pop in here and chat to us. Paddy, did you get to see the team there? Will I pop it back up on stage for you? So,
yeah.
Pau Torres and Martinez out, really.
No Pau and Martinez. But look, we've got able replacements. Obviously, we haven't seen much of Lindelof, but we know that Bizot is more than capable of being in that position. So I'm not overly worried. And another week with no game is good to get these boys back, hopefully for next weekend. Because we all know we all want to beat Man United next weekend. So hopefully that is what will happen, and we'll have all the players back. Obviously, we're not going to have Mings or Barkley, but it's those two. We'd like to have Pau in the team.
What happened to Pau, Paddy? I didn't get to watch. I've basically not been on social media more or less for the last 36 hours. What happened to Pau again? Did he ever say what the exact injury was?
I think it was just I think they just said it was a knock. I don't or he was doubtful. There was no prognosis of what happened. It was just Martinez and Pau were doubtful. So they obviously didn't get through training yesterday, as he alluded to in the press conference. So look, it is what it is. I don't think we need to be overly worried at this stage, but you know, we got to get a job done as well. It'd be typical Villa to go to a team in the bottom three and throw. I presume they're still in the bottom three.
I think they are,
and throw away this win and run. It would also be typical of us to do it next week against Man United. But look, we just one game at a time here, and you know, we've got world-class players in there capable of winning the game for us. So we should be both happy and excited and hopeful that we can get 3 points out of this.
Yeah, I'm still expecting Villa go and get a result today. You know, that team is a team that we've... Okay, look, you could say Lindelof in there, and you're kind of going, you know, usually it's Mings that comes in if Pau Torres is out. And I said in the post-match after Basel that, you know, I find it difficult sometimes. I've no problem with Lindelof. He's all the experience in the world, and he's a solid player. But I find it difficult to see, or maybe I'm watching somebody who's getting used to playing under the system in Unai Emery. There are times when he's terrified of being the build-up player. Against Basel there was, and then there are times when he goes, right, give me the ball, I'm going on a run. And you're kind of going, it's almost like borderline schizophrenia between him at times during the game when he gets a crisis of confidence, and then when he gets a shot of confidence as well. So look, I suppose getting the nod from the start, he is the only fit centre half that we have left to go in there beside Konza. We know that.
Well, he could have played Bogard, but
but exactly. But like that would have been some slap in the face to Lindelof. You know, he's must have 60, 70 Swedish caps. He's played at the highest level, played in every tournament. And look, call a spade a shovel here. He's a better centre half than Lamar Bogard. He just is. And I think that, you know, you could have played Bogard in there, but I think Bogard is in there because Cash might have took a knock during the week against Basel as well. So he came off at half time. So I think Bogard might be in there to look at the Kamara position, obviously, in the Cash position as well, and see which one is be able to play across both of those positions. So like I'm still expecting that Villa will go out and get a win today.
Oh, I am too. Plenty of game changers on the bench, you would hope, to come in. The likes of Buendia, the likes of Marlon, the likes of I forgot who the
Puskas winning Evan Gassand.
Puskas winning Evan Gassand. And there was someone else who was just eluded my thoughts there for a second. Yeah, but look, I definitely think we should be winning the game, but you just never know what's going to happen in any given circumstance. Strange old place to play football, strange old place to watch football. Yeah. Definitely the worst ground in the Premier League, bar none. Even the shitty little ones that are 15,000 are better places to watch football than here. So I don't know if that has any effect on the players as such, but there's no excuses today. We're playing a team who are in a poor run of form, 18th in the league. A win will take them out of the bottom three. So there's an incentive there for them, but we gotta presume that we've got enough to go and beat them.
And they have a good team. Let me show the team. I have to laugh at the very first comment that says there, another team sheet, another font used. We're 4 games away from Winding's font. Yeah, I don't know. The font does kind of does look very Canva. It looks like something I'd make. Using that font, but the font doesn't win games. And there go with Areola and goals, Wan-Bissaka, Todibo, Mavropanos and Juff is their back four. This is an area where I think we could get at with Magassa and Potts. You know, there are relatively young players in there, and Fernandes. Fernandes is a fantastic player, but I think those 3 players are relatively young, you know, and that's why the 3 playing behind Ollie Watkins are going to be so important. The fact that they're going to be utilised to maneuver that 3 around, you know, play probably a small bit more narrow than we're used to. I think that's probably the tactic here. Then you look, they've got Crescencio, Somerville and Bowen playing off Paqueta up top. You know, West Ham fans have kind of turned a small bit on Paqueta. Even if we look at some of the comments there are a couple of people saying there that they would want Callum Wilson in there instead of Paqueta, but he gets the start. And on their subs bench, they've got Hermanson, Kyle Walker-Peters, Max Kilman, Igor, Callum Wilson. They've got Rodriguez, Guido Rodriguez, Soucek, Scarles, and then Memodina Kante as well in there as well, number 55. So that's probably That's close enough to their strongest 11, albeit that you can see there that some people want Wilson in there at number 9. Maybe Max Kilman could come in there and make it a back 3 that they would have had previously. But that's very much what they can put out. And, Villa have to go and break that down and obviously stay wide to the threats that are played up top there with Somerville and Bowen's pace. And then obviously, if I'm not mistaken, the Packet has scored against us in the last game that we played against them as well. So, we want to keep him quiet, even if he is somebody that is out of favour with their fans currently at the moment.
Yeah, and he's out of favour with their fans, and we know that he has always been in favour with Unai Emery. So I hope he's not out to try and prove something today. It been the game that we did make an attempt to try and sign him earlier in the season, before the transfer window closed. But and now he's itching to get out of there. So we're hoping he doesn't have the game of his life today, and we can get around what's there and win the game. They're not a great side. There's a reason they're at the bottom of the league. I'm more than happy to see the likes of Wilson and Souček on the bench, to be honest.
Me too.
I hope they stay there.
Yeah.
But I still think, looking at both teams, I think we'll concede. But I'm gonna go with a 3-1. I'm feeling optimistic that there's goals there.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with a 2-1 because I think this team is kind of built to score 2. Our team is kind of built to score 2 goals and defend well enough not to concede 2 goals. I think that's actually pretty much a tactic for our team at the moment, is try and score 2 goals and be good enough in defence. And that's not a bad tactic. That's not a bad tactic at all. And if you're confident in your defence to do that, can we be confident in our defence with Lindelof in there? Given that he's not the first name in the team sheet, we're missing Pau Torres. I think we can. I think we're going on. I think as the season goes on, and specifically after December, depending on our results, and it will be tied to results, and it won't be tied to their performances at all. But I think that there'll be a lot of talk about, Jesus, this pivot of Kamara and Onana's really become something. It's really become something, and I think that's that's beginning to give me hope. The fact that there's a lot of stability becoming there, and it allows us to play Tielemans further forward. And while Tielemans is going to be played in the 10 today, he's going to come back and he's going to be playing more in around the centre circle. And he's going to be picking up the ball from there and bringing it forward. And we will go narrow from Rodgers. We'll play a bit more narrow. And you will see Ian Matson go up that left-hand side. So, we got to kind of take the football managerism out of the equation here, whereby, yes, we play 4-2-3-1. Tielemans is probably going to be playing in the 10. He's going to rove up and down that, go from 6 to 8 to 10. And there will be kind of rotation in that area as to see who plays in the 10. And I think that's absolutely fine too. But I'm going to go with 2-1, and I think I'm confident enough with the 2-1 win there away from home, because I think this team is on something really special. I've said it before, 1914, and fair play to the people who had a bit of crack on that. I said 1914 AD was the last time we did that, and people said thanks for clarifying the AD part. And I'll be honest with you, the reason I didn't put it in there was so that people wouldn't. The reason I put in AD was so people didn't come back underneath it and say, "What? 7:15 last night was the last time that we did we went 8 games unbeaten." That was the only reason I put in the AD there. But we're doing something absolutely incredible. Unai Emery is doing something absolutely incredible. Currently, I think we're 9 in the last 10 unbeaten as well. We win today. I think we go 10-11. I read somewhere that that's another crazy statistic in our history as well. That we've, I don't know if we ever done that in our history. So there's this could be a monumentous historical game if we were to go and win this game again today. For the level of confidence that it's going to give this team. And look, winning is a habit. By bringing in these players, it should still be habitual within the way we play, and the other 9 players, or another 10 players, I suppose, because I do include Bizot as more seasoned player within this team than Lindelof, to be able to bring the tactical nous and Unai Emery's kind of way of play to life. So this is a huge game again today, because last night Arsenal won 2-1 and didn't get a shot on target. That's the kind of luck that they're going through at the moment, So I'm still laughing at the over celebration after them telling us all week that we over celebrated beating them. Yeah,
fucking love them as a fan base. They're an
Absolutely.
absolute joke shop. So he asks, who's the ref? The ref is Anthony Taylor, who was refereeing us for the first time since he sent off John Duran. And I hope he doesn't have a shit show today, because I felt for the last few weeks we've had to beat the referee as well as beating the 11 men in front of us. So I hope he doesn't have any hand actor part. And if we're beaten today, we're beaten by West Ham and West Ham alone, not by PGMOL, because I'm fucking sick of it at this stage. They're getting a free pass because we're playing so well and we're winning games. Sorry, but like, let's preface it. We know we were conceding goals, but we're getting and grinding out the results. But they haven't been kind to us at all throughout this run. So I hope today is not another day that we have to beat him as well as West Ham and just get the job done.
Yeah, Anthony Taylor today is our is our referee. We had Andy Badley last day, and we've Anthony Failure today. So it's it'll be interesting to see what he does. And as I say, if we get it, yeah, I might do that. I might just try in these little barbs. I'll let you go full bore, and I'll just try in these little sneaky slags on their name. Not that I can do that, because my name is so easily slagged anyway at the best of times. Right, guys, do you want to put in your scores below, and we will run down through those? I'm going to come to some of your comments while you are doing that. Yes, Brent mentions about the horrible scenes that went on in Bondi Beach last night. Yes, thoughts to go out to all of those people. That is not something that I expected to wake up to, specifically in Australia. So if there is anybody watching this that's in and around there, I hope you are doing okay, and I hope you weren't affected by those horrible scenes. And thankfully to see that the perpetrators have been apprehended as well. But yeah, not a good day for Australia as a whole. Not a good day at all from that point of view. Where else are we?
We've a lot of listeners in Australia too, so hope everybody's safe, and obviously a lot of people have lost their lives, so it's horrendous.
Yeah. We've also got people watching in Toronto. Good to see you, Ola Deep, in Toronto as well. We've got somebody in Chicago there, Colin Sloan. We've got somebody in Basel, Curtis is there. I don't know if you missed your flight home, Curtis, or if you're actually living in Basel. One or the other.
Maybe he just became a new Villa fan after experiencing the other night.
Could do, yeah, could be as well. Oh, no, I've seen Curtis in here before as well. Dan AVFC88 says, and sorry guys, I know YouTube have changed, or not YouTube, but StreamYard have changed their algorithm, which pulls your exact YouTube name as opposed to your YouTube moniker, which people go by. So apologies. I know the Bolg was chatting to me, and he was going, "You call me Real Villa the whole time. It's Bolg," and I'm there. Yeah, sorry. StreamYard did it. Dan says here, I have a bad feeling about today. Our away record against Nuno is brutal. Yeah, I would say that, but I think that Nuno's fine. Like Nuno's historical Houdini acts that he's done, and great work that he's done with Wolves and with Spurs. I don't like, he's not getting the same tune out of these guys. That's not to say that it won't turn around at some stage, and it won't turn around today. But we are playing pretty well away from home as well. Like we're a different beast, as I said. We're doing something that the club has never done before. Currently at the moment, or hasn't done in the last 111 years, which is crazy. So hopefully we'll be able to throw that form book out the window as well, for sure. Where else are we? A lot of people saying Pau is a big miss. I do agree with that one. I do agree that he is a big miss, but have got confidence in the experience of Lindelof. Pee Wee says people washing their hands of Bizot is madness. If they're going by the same standards, they should have washed their hands of Martinez as well, because he's made a fair few balls ups. I think that was in response to what I said at the start. That I did have people message me saying, is it time now to pump the brakes on Bizot? I think that he's a very, very, like, I think there's a lot of clubs in this Premier League who would like Marco Bizot as their first goalkeeper, never mind their second goalkeeper. When I say a lot, I mean 5+. That would like Marco Bizot as their goalkeeper over their current goalkeeper.
It's even north of that figure, I would imagine. He's an accomplished goalkeeper. If you're not playing every week, it is difficult to come up to the level that you're at. So he's had a couple of games now. Hopefully today will be one where we can see what he's made of. And in fairness, he has been very confident under the high ball. He made a Rick. Yeah, fair enough. Martinez made many of them. So in the last game we lost, remember, he passed the ball to bloody Mo Salah. Yeah. So, and look, we're blessed with two good goalkeepers. I wouldn't have been as confident if we were still talking about Robin Olsen in this position, but that won't surprise anybody.
I think so too.
But we just got to get behind them, and not that you can get behind them too much when you're 150,000 miles away in the stand from the pitch itself.
It's yeah, and I think from is it next year or the year after that they have a solution for that. They're actually going to be allowed to build on the or put seats on the actual track and get the crowd closer, because you always do feel like you're a million miles away. Prez says, see Matson get consecutive starts is a beautiful thing, and absolutely. This is my moment where I get to say, I've always wanted to say it as well, you know, changing your mind is the most healthy thing you can possibly do. Entrenched opinions are nonsense, and you need to move, specifically if you want the team to do well. You know, my entrenched opinion previously was, well, it wasn't entrenched. It was what I saw and what I felt was that Ian Matson was not showing the requisite level of defensive behaviour as I wanted to see in a left back. I have to say, against Brighton, he was brilliant, and against Arsenal, he was really, really, really good too. You know, and fair play to him. He's going to make that. And we need a 35, 36, 37 million pound player to make that starting place his own, even if it is somebody who's so good as Luca Dean, because that gives us good problems and good rotational problems as well. You know, from that point of view, never mind his price tag, you know, at 37 million. And the fact that they're so different allows teams to look at us and go, well, we have to doubly plan here. If they play Digne, it's going to be this type of attacking sense. If they play Matson, and we have seen Matson do this in this run, is he does tend to invert more in attacking positions as well to leave Rodgers the outside lane too. So you know, there's wrinkles that you can throw in with both left backs that a right back will have to be on his toes about. So this is a good thing. It's an absolute good thing, and you are dead right. Great to see him getting consecutive starts here, and hopefully he continues to build on it, because he's been really, really solid in a defensive point of view in those two games as well.
And he is the future, in fairness. You know, he's our young buck coming through, plenty of experience, even though he's so young. And I think we're all agreed that any player that we own that's starting to shine would make us all very happy.
Adam MP is going for 2-1 Aston Villa. Ola Deep is going for 5-0. I don't know what Aston Villa or West Ham, but we'll say it's for Villa. 1-0 says Green Bin Day. 1-1 says Sai. But Bundy and Madden come on to win. Oh, it'll be 1-1, and then Bundy and Madden come on to win a 3-1. Says Sai. 2-1 says Black Country Villain. 1-1 draw says James Frankham. 2-1 says Kevin Donnelly. Where else are we? We'll scroll down here. I think I might have gone too early on that one. Status going for 4-0 Villa, and we will be throwing you directly into Status coverage of this game for his live stream as well after this. Sim Burr is going for 3-1. 3-1 says Sea Lion I. 2. There's Adam again. He's 2-1. 5-1. All the deep guys is saying 5-1 to Villa now. David Dwyer is going 2-2. Matt is going 2-1 Villa. 3-0 says Pee Wee. 2-1 Villa says Jar, like me, our usual scoreline. John Steele is going for 2-1. PD 1874 is going 3-0. Michael O'Brien is going for 3-0. 2-0 says Dave Lacey. Dream Villain is going 4-0 Villa. Elizabeth is going for 2-1. Subhome Gamer is going for 2-1. Michael Huggins is going for 2-1. Stephen is going for 2-1. Andrew Monroe is going for 2-0. Spud is going for 1-0. There's size 1 again. Mr. Pond is going for 2-1 Villa. Garrett McDonough is going 3-1 Villa. Jur is going for 2-1. Osdrum's going 1-1. Tom Ryan's going for 3-1. 2-0 says Mr. Colin Smith. Western Hood's going for 2-2. Kieran O'Callaghan is going for 3-2 to Villa. Aria Venture is going for 2-1 last. Really Random Reviews is going for 3-1. Where else are we? 2-1 Villa says Michael Richards. Sam Dams is going for 2-1. Paul ITM is going for 3-1. Brendan Miller is going for 2-1. Peter is going for 2-1 as well. Greg O'Connor is going for 2-1. Kevin Donnelly is going for 2-1. Binde is here again. Standing on the Word is going for 3-1. Dennis O'Brien is going. Dennis O'Brien, I'd say, yeah, the only time you ever get called that, Dennis, I'd say, is when you get drawn out of raffles or something like that. Denny's going for 3-1. Flange is going for 3-1. Ross Buchanan's going for 6-0 Villa. And Kevin Prince is going for 4-1 Villa. And Aaron Cunningham's in there with the last one as 2-1 to Villa. So look, we might very well lose this game. But I think that with regards to the fact that we're on such a brilliant run, and I read somewhere, and I wish I could remember what I read nowadays, but I remember I read somewhere that if we win 10 out of 11, I don't think the club has done that ever. So that would be absolutely massive. I think I read somewhere that Gregory did 9 in 11, and that was the closest we came to it. So if Stato is there and we've ever won 10 out of 11 in the top flight, please let us know if that is the first time the club will have ever done it, because I don't know. Look, once again, trust but verify everything you read on the internet. and I did not trust nor verify that. But I'm willing to repeat it here to nearly 1,000 people on the internet. And that's the way the world works at this moment in time. So I hope that Aston Villa do win. And look, if we win today, as Paddy said, we've 7 days rest for the first time in a long time. And then we've 7 days rest. That's going up to United. And as Noel Connaughton says, nothing matters unless we beat United on the 21st of December. So 7 days rest before United, and then 7 days rest between United and Chelsea, if I'm not mistaken. So that is good news, I think, for everyone involved. But you got to get over today. Get the 3 points today, and we can really master plan then for the rest of December. And maybe even start to dream. I don't know.
I'm already dreaming. I'm already dreaming.
Anything else to go with before we finish up?
No, all good. All good.
You going in to watch it with the Limerick Lions?
I am. I'm heading in shortly to see the boys. Probably last game. It will be the last game I see them, because I'm going to the United game next week. So I'll be possibly, if I can get on, I'll be in the underneath the Holt end when we get a team sheet tantrum next week, if I can get on.
Stuff. Excellent. And I'm coming to join you guys. I think is it the 3rd of January. I'm going to come down. We're going for the Forest game. Is it Forest on the 3rd of January? I think it is.
Forest, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We come down. We go on the batter then. So if there's any Limerick Lions are around, we're going to have our Christmas party, podcast Christmas party that day. We're down in Limerick. So that's the crack there. Right. I'm going to leave it at that, everybody. We'll be back directly on Full-Time Podcast or Full-Time Whistle with a podcast again. So please do join us for that. In the meantime, everybody, go in and enjoy yourself. Get yourself settled. We will throw you directly into Status Stream. It'll be starting up in the next couple of minutes, next 20 minutes or so. Get yourself settled for that. And we'll see you on the final whistle. So stay safe, stay healthy. And all that's left to say is hopefully we're talking about an Aston Villa win and up the Villa.
Up the Villa.